Tony D and Little Joan in the background, and this is a Screenwriter's Rant on the Slumber Party. Before I get into it, however, the LBI book swap signing today is being rescheduled due to rain. It's probably going to rain, and it turns out the bookstore doesn't have any room inside to have the signing there, so we just decided to reschedule it. Tomorrow's signing, however, which is mostly outside, I do have the tent. So I really couldn't set up the tent in LBI. So I'm definitely doing the truck show tomorrow. But today, we just decided to reschedule it. Just sounded like a better idea. Anyhow, getting into the movie trailer, the Slumber Party is The Hangover for kids. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. So this is The Hangover. It's the same plot, except it's with young girls in high school who had a slumber party and wake up and their friend is missing. And they don't remember where, and they did a bunch of crazy stuff the night before. But instead of drinking and taking drugs, it's more wholesome. It's actually a wholesome Disney concept. It's a wholesome version of The Hangover. It was their friend's birthday, and they were having a birthday party for her, and they hired, and this is their wacky friend, this is the comic relief friend, they hired a hypnotist for the party, and he came in there and hypnotized them, which is why they don't remember anything. All right, so that's a fun, it's a kid's movie. So it's going to be The Hangover with the teen girls. And since I imagine a lot of teen girls haven't seen The Hangover, or they probably shouldn't have seen The Hangover, this should go over pretty good because it's a good premise. If you're gonna steal from the best, as they say. So the hypnotist hypnotizes them, and he says something like, "You're going to be your true selves," which is probably a tip-off that maybe some of this didn't happen and it's all a dream, and then they wake up and their friend's there, because part of the plot is one of the girls has a crush on this kid and she wakes up in his hoodie and something happened. She also shaved off one of her eyebrows, and they also stole a mascot for a competing high school, so they stole their hedgehog, and they're trying to figure out what happened to the hedgehog. They have no idea. So they have to do all these crazy things. Here they're eating an onion for some reason. They have to break back into high school, which I think they may have been kicked out of. Here the funny girl tries to do parkour and lands on the floor. Here they stole a float, I guess. It's part of their craziness. They stole a float and then they run it down the hill and they crash, and the girl ends up in the dumpster, but she's still in love with that guy. So it's on the Disney Channel Thursday, July 7th, and then the next day it's on Disney Plus. So I don't know, what's the deal with the Disney Channel? What's the difference between the Disney Channel and Disney Plus? I guess Disney Channel's on cable? How many channels do you need, Disney? You have ABC too. Anyhow, it looks like, this is the hypnotist. It looks like a fun kids movie. So I wouldn't watch it. It's not for me. I'm sure there's going to be wacky, goofy stuff that I'm just too old for this. But I think this is a good pitch because they're essentially just doing a parody of The Hangover. And in this case, the parody is like, well, what if it was a kid's hangover? So they're not hungover. They just don't remember things. So first act, it just follows it's easy to write. It just follows the plot of The Hangover. So the first act, they're having a birthday party for their friend. They hire a hypnotist. They're having a good time. The hypnotist comes. He's weird. He hypnotizes them. They wake up the next day. They have no memory of what happened. And their friend is gone. The friend is the second one on the right. So here they're being hypnotized. So now they wake up. She's got no eyebrow. She's got this kid's hoodie on, and she's in love with him. And now they're on a quest to find their friend. So they go back through the neighborhood and through friends and other high schools, and they're trying to find her. That's the second act, right? They're looking for her all through the second act. What happened to the other girl? And they can't find her. And there's like a pitch, find yourself, which it's probably a coming of age movie to a certain extent. I don't think it's really a hard coming of age movie. It's more like young girls trying to do stuff for themselves. So a little bit, but again, it looks very harmless and light. And then the third act, they sort of despair. They don't think they're going to find their friend, and then they figure out where their friend is. Or it's possible, again, it's a goofy kids movie. It's possible that they get into so much trouble they then wake up. They then wake up from being hypnotized, and none of this stuff has happened, and they've been in the room the whole time, and the actual movie is the hypnotist, it's sending them on a journey, but it was all in their heads. I think that would be a bit of a cop-out. I would prefer the Hangover ending, where there's some clever, in the Hangover, spoilers, big spoiler for the Hangover, in case you haven't seen the movie, you should see the first one. At the end of the Hangover, of course, they find the groom, and he was basically right near them the whole time. I'll say I won't totally give it away. So it could be something like that. It could be, they had this slumber party in the basement, and the whole time she was somewhere in the basement, and they forgot about her. And they mentioned it early in the movie, something that they might have done or could have done, and they forgot about her. Maybe I don't know. She fell asleep in a closet or something, and they didn't bother to look for her. Or she was, I guess she was hypnotized too. So maybe there's some ducks in it. Maybe the hypnotist made her quack like a duck, which is something like hypnotists do, and he's a bad hypnotist, so she thought she was a duck, and they find her at the duck pond, and then the moment they say her name, she wakes up, kind of thing. Something like that, something weird like that. And then they've all learned something. The girl in the middle probably has made some headway with the boy whose hoodie she's wearing, and the girl on the left, I'm not sure. She's the comic relief. She's the crazy one. I'm not sure about the girl on the right. They didn't really give her any lines in the trailer. But it seems well produced. This is the kind of movie Disney should be making. It doesn't look stupid. It looks totally watchable. I mean, I wouldn't go watch it, but certainly if for some reason I don't know, I had to watch some of my relatives' kids or something, and they sat down and put this movie in, I'd probably watch the whole damn thing. I mean, it's a kid's movie, so it's not going to be, you got to lower your expectations a little bit unless you're a kid, but it doesn't seem that annoying. I've seen plenty of trailers for kids movies. I can barely get through the damn trailer. This one seems totally on point. The cast seems good too. They have good energy. The pacing's nice, at least in the trailer. So, yeah. Slumber Party. Hey, look. If you got kids, this seems like a wholesome movie to watch. I mean, and it's Disney. Who knew? Maybe they slipped something woke in here. You gotta watch it with Disney. I would watch it yourself. But, on the upshot, I don't think it's gonna be a bad movie. I don't think. You never know with Disney. You got to check Disney. You know why. Anyhow, that's it for me. Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more based takes. I will not, repeat, not be in LBI today. So sorry about that if anybody was planning on coming down. It's just the rain is, I'm stuck outside, and I have a tent, but my tent's pretty large, and I don't think that would work in front of the bookstore. So we're going to reschedule. Sunday, I will be at the Car, Truck, Motorcycle Showdown at the Salem County Fairgrounds. Now, that one is outside, but that has room for my tent. So, hope to see you there, and we'll see you tomorrow.